You know, if I had $1 for every person that's walked through my door and said these words, I want to restore a car, you know, I'd have enough for, probably a pretty decent meal at McDonald's, but probably nothing more. But it is a common conversation in my life, and I'm here to show you what it takes via my 1978 Ferrari 308 GTS that I'm restoring for you, live and in person. Welcome to Project 308. My name is Trottier. Let's get into it. So I need to start making parts, not really complicated parts, just little bits and pieces of the car. For example, right here, now that little piece goes in there, but as you can see, there's nothing there, so I need to make a part there, because I just can't find the piece anywhere. A warm welcome to Project 308. Sit back and grab a beer, or whatever it is that you drink, and hopefully enjoy the next 20 odd minutes or so. For reference, this is the piece I'm trying to make. And for you Ferrari aficionados, I'm sorry, it won't be exact, but I'm pretty sure it'll be respectable. Now, I initially tried to make a template for this piece using my 3D printer, but that kind of burned through a whole bunch of time and wasn't really working out, so I just went back to the old-fashioned paper and cardboard template. I'm drilling a pilot hole for the next tool, which is a hole punch. As opposed to using an angry hole saw, we got a punch. Well, it's not really a punch, but it makes holes in metal. That's all you need to know. Power tip number 1, always make the big hole first, because it's really a lot easier to line the template up to the big hole than try to make the hole after you've cut the part out. Does that make sense? And then after you've gone through all the trouble of cutting the hole out, well, maybe you should check to see if it's the right size before you keep moving on and cutting the part out. Yep, grabbed the wrong punch. I need the smaller one. And with the magic of video editing, here's the new hole. Testing it out. Testing, testing, testing. Oh, what a perfect fit. Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Now, how am I going to get this back out without breaking it?
I did it.
And 10 minutes later, yeah, I got it out without breaking it. Oh, damn, that's hot. Yeah, I guess I'll grab some gloves. Alright, if you're looking here closely, hopefully I can get that correctly, you can see that that is nowhere near vertical. It's kind of at an angle like this, and that hole is way off to the side. And I'll go check the other side. It's about the same, maybe even a bit worse. Oh boy. Now, one would think making the second one would be easier than the first, and I guess technically it is, but it's a trap, because getting the second one to be as nice as the first one, well, now that's where it's tough, because the first one took you an hour and 20 minutes. The second one, you're at the basic same point within 10 minutes, but it doesn't look quite as good because it's only been there for 10 minutes and you didn't spend the time. So I'm gonna keep going at this one, even though I'm 90% there. I'm gonna keep sanding it down because it's not as purty as the first one. To say I'm happy with the way these turned out is an understatement. If you hadn't watched this video, I don't think you would know that I made those. Let's move on. Alright, so the next problem I need to solve are these seatbelt bolts. Taking a look at this one here, we can see that there's a collar on it right there. Then we go over to this side. We can see that that's sort of just locked together and it's not floating. These bolts are not available separately. They come as part of the seatbelt system, but I'm not buying new seatbelts just to get a special bolt. I'm going to make what we need to make. We're going to use this one as a guide. Considering I don't have any of these bolts, we have a problem. I was trying to figure out what these were, and I kept measuring 11 mil. So I will admit, sometimes I'm just the biggest frickin' dum-dum on the face of this planet, because I kept looking for an 11 mil bolt, and they just don't exist. Ferrari chat to the rescue again. You spend a little bit of time researching, but they're actually 7/16 bolts. So I'm like, what the heck is a Ferrari doing with a non-metric bolt in it? I guess wherever they bought the seatbelts from originally came with American non-metric bolts. We take a look at this original bolt and then we grab a new bolt. Now, you see right there, this has a collar and that doesn't. And this bushing right here sits on that collar, and what this allows is the seatbelt to be able to swing, so the bolt to be tight but the seatbelt top mount can swing. Without that collar, there is no way for that to swing. It's going to clamp it down and the seatbelt's going to be locked into place, which is not the way it was designed to. So I need to build a little collar.
Ouch, that hurts my ears. How about some lubrication, please? No, Lou. Not that kind. Hell, my mother might be watching this.
Alright, I'm 0.4 of a millimeter away. Just confirm that. It's a little bushing that needs to slip on there. It's close, but not quite.
Oh rats, this bolt is not long enough. Gotta head back to the bolt store.
I have 2 of these plastic bushings. I need 2 more. I'm gonna try and make them out of brass because I need 2 more. And on to the next problem. You know, there's always another problem, right? Must be careful. Driver's side buckle. Passenger side buckle is over here. As you can see, I have no bolt. I have no washer, I have nothing. So we're gonna take this one off and use it as my demo and copy it. So all it looks like I have to do on this side is just copy this little collar. Yes.
I think you've already seen enough lathe footage, so let's just jump right to the final product.
So that bolt there has to come back out because the decking has to go in there, as well as that bolt has to come back out because I've got to put the center console in, but these 2 over here, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to get them in and leave them permanent, so I'm going to thread lock them in and get them installed. So out of the 8 bolts that were supposed to be there, I only had 2 of them. Now I have looked at the remainder of the bolts, and I've looked online as best I can to look at the images, and it looks like the remainder of the bolts are just 7/16 with a minor little washer in behind it just to take up the difference of the carpet. So I'm just going to create tiny little collars for the rest of the bolts and fire it all together.
Fortunately for me, years of experience has taught me when to stop, because things don't feel right, and to grab a tap and chase that hole out before I make more of a problem. And never fear, I have some backtracking to do. I got the seat belt upside down on this side, I got the bolts incorrectly in on this side, and a very knowledgeable fellow Ferrari owner pointed out to me that I happen to have the mirror base on backwards from the last video. So I'm going to flip that too.
Looky here. I got both center consoles back. Let's say you and me go put this in the car and check it out. You know, on second thought, this video is already long enough. Let's catch up next episode. But thanks for watching, subscribing, and all your comments as usual. Catch you next week, I hope.